Now, my other issue, too, is the belief that perhaps when the time did come for payment, that you went to the party that you knew would be most likely to give you the money, and that would be
I'm
Mr.
sorry,
out of line.
Schroeder.
That's out of line.
That's not
I'm
what
sorry.
happened. I never asked for any money. We came up with a figure after we opened it up. Floor joists were rotten, rim joists was rotten to a major extent. And every day we told them what was going on. They were in the room looking.
Ms. Schroeder, why would you think that they would put all this work into this and not charge you any money?
I never thought that. Matter of fact, yeah, it was Mike and
Would you
I.
think they were going to charge you? Yes or no?
I think
Yes or no?
yes.
Okay.
I-
How much did you think they were going to charge you?
Well, that I didn't know because the agreement was with Mike that we don't have a lot of money, Mike, so, but
Yeah, everybody
we
says
could try
that
and
the
pay it.
contract
And that's
is.
what we
Yeah,
kept
everybody.
saying.
That's like the famous line.
That was it. And
Are you up to, Jolene, you up to kind of testifying? How did you find out, if at all, that your grandfather gave them money?
So the last time that the money was given, I was actually sitting in the living room watching TV, and I heard Ed talking with my grandfather a little bit, and so I paused the TV because I'm nosy.
That's okay.
And I heard Ed asking my grandfather for some money, and my grandfather's like, well, I have to go to the bank. I don't have that on hand. I have to figure out some funds. And he was trying to scramble some money together.
But did you personally know how much money your grandparents had given up to this point?
Not until a few days later.
Do you recall the day that you heard this?
It was the 26th, I believe.
Of May. So then you heard it on that day, and on that day he indicated that he could go to the bank to get some money. How do you know that he in fact went to the bank if he did?
I didn't know until after the next day.
Okay,
I
so-
just heard him talking about it.
Thank you for that testimony. You can have a seat. Mr. Schroeder, feel like chiming in here? Do you recall having this conversation with Ed, sir?
When I give him the receipts,
Yeah, for the money on the 26th.
Ed took all of the money. I never gave Mike any money.
So how much money did you give Ed each time?
I give him $1,000 at a time.
Did you know in advance from them how much money you would need to pay them?
To start with, there was no set fee at all. We were thinking ahead of time, well, we're not going to let them do this for nothing. I mean, I wanted to give him a little something. In fact, when I gave Ed the first $1,000 cash without the receipt, I told him, I said, well, hopefully, there'll be that much more coming, maybe even twice that much.
So they expected that you were going to give them some money, and you expected that you were going to give them more money.
Yes,
Would you agree that they have received from you $4,000?
yes.
And you're saying that above this, you think they owe you another $4,000?
They only paid us $3,000. I have Herb text to me that they'd paid us $3,000 and it was $5,000.
Let me see that text, because they paid you $3,000 that we have receipts for, but
Here it
there's
is.
been some testimony regarding $1,000 that was given before.
That never happened.
The first 2,000 that Mr. Schroeder gave me, he didn't give me any receipt. The last 1,000 he gave me, which makes 3,000, that's the day I signed all three of those receipts.
The three receipts that are in front of me say 8,000 minus 1, do 7.
Correct?
Right.
7,000 minus 1, do 6.
6,000. Right.
6,000 minus 1, do 5.
Right.